Hello, everybody. Good evening. How we all doing today? I trust that we had a good day. Okay. How we all doing today? Welcome back to Wisdom Connect. Forgive me, I might be a bit rusty, but don't worry. Okay. Hi, everybody. Good evening. How we all doing today? Thank you so much for joining in today again on Wisdom Connect. 8 minutes past the hour of 8. So we should start in 1 minute. Thank you, everybody, for joining in. How are we all doing today? Hi, Ben. Hi, Fisayo. Hi, Esther. How are we all doing today? Just signify. How was your day? Hope it wasn't too stressful.
Hi, good evening.
Good evening. Okay, great. Okay. So thanks for joining in today. If you're joining us for the first time, this is Wisdom Connect, a platform where we discuss about real life issues. We always take it back to our guiding principle. We always take it back to our guiding principle. We like to learn from everyone. We're very intentional about growth here on this platform. And so we believe that no one is an island and we can learn from each other. So that's what we do here. Today's topic is very, very direct. Very straightforward. Today we're talking about relationship. It's a season of love. We've had a lot of Valentine and whatever that happened this past week, and everyone has been excited and on about. If you know what I mean. Everybody has been a little bit extra. But let's just leave that. If you got Valentine gifts, if you don't get Valentine gift, don't worry, your own is coming next year. Okay, so
next year it's still far.
It's too far. Don't worry, your birthday, you get it on your birthday. Don't worry. Okay. So today is boy girl matter. Nothing too much, just us. We're trying to see what we can do differently. We're trying to understand what is happening in our relationships. We're trying to get into the mind of guys and get into the mind of girls, literally, and saying, okay, what we're doing different, what we're not doing right, what we want to do better. That's what we're doing today. But before we go, I just want to read just a few ground rules, just so that we're all on the same page about what we're doing. This is a strictly no critics zone, so please don't criticize any other person's opinion. We're very intentional about love on this platform, so we like to accept ourselves in love, understanding the fact that everybody's entitled to their opinion and their opinion is right. Everybody's opinion is right as long as it applies to them. So if it doesn't apply to you, that's totally fine, but that doesn't mean that you should criticize the next person's opinion. The next thing we like to say is please raise your hand if you like to speak. It's important that we have decorum and we don't have everybody talking at the same time. The next thing is please be intentional about becoming the best version of yourself, because it's important that we are very intentional about growth, because Wisdom Connects about growth, about becoming better, about a community that helps us become better people. Next thing is learn, unlearn, and relearn. We are just very intentional. It's just like when you're intentional, you're open to learning, unlearning, and relearning. The last thing is please don't use of foul languages in whatever you have to say. Just try to be as polite as you could possibly be. With that being said, guys, let's just get into today's topic. Today's topic is saying boy, girl. No, sorry. But today's topic is saying guys, girls, let's talk. So let me even just keep it up from the beginning. I don't have any research. I've not done any research and say, okay, so in case you think that Rosemary will come and speak today, we're just going to be looking at ourselves. I'll look at you, you look at me. And that's how it's going to be. So today, everybody has to communicate, everybody has to talk. But what are we trying to do? We're trying to, like I said, get into the mind, get into the hearts of guys, also get to the heart of girls. You also understand why girls act the particular way they do. I also want to understand why guys act the particular way they do. So basically, we're going to ask questions. So we are the one asking the questions. You're going to ask, why do girls act this particular way? What does it mean when a girl acts this way? The guy will be like, why do guys act this? Why the girl will say, why do guys act this particular way? Why do guys do this? What does it mean when a guy acts this way? What does it mean when a guy says this? So basically, we're just asking ourselves questions. We have both genders here. We have male, we have female. And so we just want to be intentional, like I said, and then allow people to express themselves and tell us why their gender acts the way they act or say the things that they say, right? So is anyone excited? So another thing we can also do is you can also talk about the fact that, okay, there are things that girls do or guys do that I don't like. I just don't appreciate it. Why will a guy act this way? Why would a girl say this kind of a thing? So those kind of things. So we're just trying to see how we can help our relationship life. Bottom line, it's Valentine's season, and beyond Valentine, I also think relationship is important. So how can we help strengthen our relationship? How can we help strengthen the bond, if you know what I mean? Okay, what can we do differently? What are we doing right now that's working? What did we do in the past that did not work or that was working? So basically, we're just trying to help us have a better relationship with the opposite sex. So this is not about a boy to boy friendship. This can also help you as a guy. I don't know, but you know, we had to say guys and girls think differently and all of that. So please get your questions ready, because I just want us to be very open and very intentional today about this. Like I said, I do not have any research. It's just going to be us. You ask question, we answer. I ask question, we're just going to do that. That's all we're going to do. First things first, I'm just going to get into this today. I'm not even wasting time, because today has been a long day for me. But, you know, I have the strength of God and all of that, but it's been a long day. If I had my way, we're going to postpone this. But no, we're very consistent on this platform and we have to keep going. So, my first question to guys. We have like how many guys here? There are 3 guys: Pelumi, Benjamin, Michael. Thank you so much for joining. Hi, Mide. Thanks for joining in. Okay. I thought I sent the link. Oh God, it's gonna be a bit distracted. Okay, so thanks for joining in, Mide. So I'm just gonna go straight and just ask my own question. And that's the only question I have. I do not have any other question apart from this, but I believe that as time goes on, the questions are going to pop up. So for everyone that has joined in, thank you so much. We do not take you for granted. Let me see another guy here. Okay, not that I know of yet. Okay, so my first question to guys. Guys, why do guys not communicate their concerns? Why? You see a guy, like you probably have an issue with something, or you're planning something. Maybe you're in a relationship, you're planning something, and you just feel like, I can do this. And you don't have to tell the girl about it, and you just go ahead and handle it. Like, why do guys not communicate their concern? Like, what is wrong with telling the girl, this is how I feel, or this is what I think, or this is what I want to do? What do you think about it? Or no, I'm giving you first-hand information, all that kind of thing. Bottom line, guys, why don't you communicate your concerns? Anybody? This is for the guys. I already told you that I don't have any research. So what that means is that you guys have to speak. I don't have answer. I can't go into the mind of guys. You have to tell me. So tell me, really, why do guys not communicate their concerns? Belumi, Michael, Benjamin, Moses. Yes, are the 4 guys that we have here for now. Why do guys not communicate their concerns? Or if you don't have, sorry?
Hi, good evening. Good
Hi,
evening. My name is Moses.
Hi, Moses.
I think on my point of view, one of the reasons why I think guys don't communicate their concerns, because they don't really trust the girl's response, or what the girl is going to take, how the girl is going to take it. Our feedback. Maybe they are just scared of our feedback. So that's why they don't really communicate their concerns. That's my own view.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Moses. So Moses is saying that, guys, please tell me, you guys have to also confirm if your gender is speaking your mind. If it's not speaking your mind, please say, raise up your hand and say something. Moses says that guys not communicate their concerns because they are concerned or they are bothered about the girl's response. They don't know how the girl is going to take it. So are they scared or bothered? Moses, which of them? Are you scared about how she's going to respond to it? Or you're just like, you don't think she can handle it properly? Which of them?
Yeah, both. I just think both because I don't know growing up what I experienced in their early age. Like, so if I share something, so that's a factor.
Wow. Thank you. So, girls, are you guys learning? So, guys not communicate their concerns because they are scared of what you're going to see. Girls, what have we been saying? These are our mouths. It should not put us in trouble. Another reason is the fact that they think that we might not be able to handle it. Really? Are you sure we might not be able to handle it? We'll come back to that. Yes, Pelumi, please go ahead.
All right. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Firstly, I'd like to say that there's a general kind of responsibility that's placed on guys. Guys are, in quotes, meant to be able to handle a lot of things, and then if for any reason a guy can't necessarily handle something, it's not something he's comfortably just going to speak about. He'd prefer not to talk about things that he's not good at. He would just prefer to just keep it to himself and then try and find a way to do it. Guys generally are solution thinking. You're thinking, okay, how do I solve this? Let me just finish it. I'm not looking for why is it not working or how. The point is get the solution. And then if we can't find the solution, it's difficult to share. So that's the first part of it. Secondly, a lot of times, even when guys share, the response is not necessarily, how do I put it? Sometimes they're not taken seriously. I think that's what I feel. A lot of times, the actual sharing is not taken seriously. Just get head or something, and then you're like, what's the point?
What's the point? My God, girls, are you guys learning? Hey, God, thank you so much, Pelumi. Pelumi says that guys not communicate their concerns because they don't have a solution to it sometimes. So when they don't have a solution to it, they can't start communicating it to you when themselves, they're still looking for solution. Interesting stuff. Another thing he says here, maybe past experiences can also hinder them from communicating their content. If, for instance, you didn't take the person seriously, or the way you reacted to a previous concern that was related to you, and how did you relate to it? Girls, please, I want your questions coming up because this is just a lot. Okay. Any other person want to say anything about why guys not communicate their concern? Girls, please, you can ask more questions. Guys, you can ask questions. So you don't have to just respond to this. You can also just raise your hand to ask your own questions. Why do girls act this particular way? And then, you just want answers to it from other girls. So it could be anything. But this is one question that I have out there, which is why do guys not communicate their content? So if you're a guy and you want to say anything, please raise up your hand. If not, yes. Any other person, anybody wants to ask a question, why do girls act this particular way? I've had questions like, why do girls like money too much? Girls are coming for you, so don't think that you are arrested. So guys, really tell me, why do guys not communicate their content? I have amazing answers for today. Guys, why are we quiet? I don't have research. I told you, today is boy girl matter. I don't know boy girl matter. So as you tell me is how I know. It's nothing more than this. I'm going to call all the guys here. I have one Adewale here. I'm guessing that's a guy. I'm sure that's a guy. Benjamin, another guy. Pelumi, Pelumi has said something. Moses has said something. Mikey hasn't said anything. Henry already told me. Rosemary, I'm not going to say anything today. So, okay, you're off the hook. Who else? Okay, so these are the people that I have here for now. Anybody want to say anything? Why do guys not communicate their concerns? Why don't you communicate your concerns to girls? Why don't you just tell them exactly how you feel? Why don't you tell them that, okay, Omo, I don't know the way out. Like, do you think that we cannot process things properly? Because I want to think about the fact that God said that, or the Bible says that we're helpmates, and if we're helpmates, it means that we can help you with whatever it is that you are going through. We can try. You know what I mean? Like the next figure that was regarded as a helpmate in the Bible is the Holy Spirit. And you know the Holy Spirit is there for you. And it now gets a woman being classified as a helpmate. Are you sure you guys are not just you're not just lowering down our, you know what I mean? But anyways, but really, guys. Yes, Benjamin, please go ahead. And I want more questions. Guys, girls, please ask questions and let the other gender answer. Yes, Benjamin, please go ahead.
Okay, good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Glad to be here once again. So
Glad to have you.
Thank you. So I want to believe that first of all, I want to say that some of the questions and some of the responses we'll be getting here they will be based on personal opinion. So
definitely.
So so whatever thing one says is just a personal opinion, not really a fact, but just the way you see things. So why guys don't communicate their concerns? First of all, I'll start with, it depends. Some guys do actually communicate their concerns, but it's, first of all, it depends on, is the person someone you've been married to for long, or is this the person has been a friend for long, or the person is you're just starting the relationship and all that. So these things just depend. It varies, So and I believe that men use their right side of their brain more. Right side, it's more logical, right? Or is it the left that is more logical? But the logical parts of their brain, and not mostly the emotional side of their brain, So when a man has an issue, or maybe had something to process, or gets into trouble or anything, he wants to take time to process things himself. He doesn't jump. He's not that emotional and all that, and that's why if you notice when they are praying and all that, women are mostly the ones that are emotional with things, and men are, you have to, come on, men are, hey, and that's the way, because the way we are designed, I just want to believe the way we are designed to be man. You know what it means? You have to be manly, even in lower animals, you see them, the way they react and all that. So we tend to be protective in nature. The male animals tend to be protective in nature, and for them to be protective, they have to be calm and calculated, and calculate things, and they are not emotional. And somehow we have come to believe that being that emotional of this means you're weak, or you can't see something happen to a man and he starts crying, shedding tears and all that, So even though some do, and most people do, but then it's expected of a man. Even my fellow man, if I see my fellow man crying, I'll be like, which kind of thing it is that? Guy, I beg you, you understand, despite the fact that it could be a hard thing and all that. So men don't seem to, communicate that, because sometimes you want to understand who you're talking to. Is it somebody that can handle it? Is it somebody that can come up with, to be honest, if you have a woman who can deal with the situation, or has shown ability, emotional ability and mental ability and intellectual ability to deal with situations in the past, it will encourage the man to speak up whenever he has, knowing that the woman is equal to the task. So it depends on who you have, the woman you are communicating to. But I think they say two good hearts are better than one. Men should try and also open up, and you never can tell.
Right.
You never can tell. So that's it for me. That's my own
Right.
opinion. I beg. I know to
Right.
overtalk. I beg.
Thank you so much. So Ben says that men are more logical and that men want to process things before they communicate it. They want to have an answer. They want to have an understanding of what's happening. I think that also goes back to what Kwelumi said earlier. And he also said that they are not sure sometimes if we can handle it. And in my head, I'm thinking, if you've not given her the chance to prove if she can handle it, how do you know if she can really handle it? Think about it. Now, girls, coming to you. Before I ask you the question that someone has sent to me, I will ask you guys this same question. Ladies, how do you feel when men do not communicate their concerns? Ladies, I have Esther, I have Fisayo, I have Midday, I have, okay, that's the 3 ladies I have here right now, and then myself. So how do you feel when men do not communicate their concerns? Esther, Fisayo, Midday, Rosemary. Rosemary is talking, so she won't be the one saying anything right now. So, my ladies, don't fall my hand. These men are ready for you people.
Sorry.
Okay. Good evening. I'm saying, how do you feel when men do not communicate their concerns?
So different feelings.
Express it. Tell us.
Okay, at
So
first.
men will understand what we feel like sometimes.
Okay. So at first, it's actually frustrating. Like, why can't you just talk? I don't get, because talking comes to us naturally. In fact, as the thing is happening, the next you pick up your phone, you are already communicating. Like, guess who I just saw? Oh, guess what just happened? Like so you now find it difficult that to comprehend. Honestly, it was an issue for me because I did not understand that somebody could not talk. Like, I thought it was intentional. But I did not know that. Now that we're talking about it, I did not know that almost all men are like that. I used to be like communication is key. I was always pushing it. Oh, you have to communicate. Blah, blah, blah. So it's frustrating, as in that's the word. It's so frustrating. Like, it just kills everything. Because, like, communication is the backbone of a relationship. So when the men are not talking, you're like, what's wrong with this? But like, what are we doing here? What are we supposed to be doing? How are we supposed to be talking? Is that not what friends do?
Right.
So
right.
That's how it feels. It feels frustrating.
Wow. Thank you so much for that, Fisayo. Fisayo says it feels frustrating, and I totally agree. My God, like, why don't you just tell me? Like, I understand that you want to be sure that I can handle it and all of that. You are caring for me. You don't want me to be hurt. I get it, but sometimes it's just really easier if we spoke about this thing and you just told me exactly how you felt. But yes, Adewale, please go ahead.
Hi, everyone. Good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, so I want to play devil's advocate for the guys. And sorry, I don't know if it's a religious
Go
something,
ahead,
but forgive me in advance
sir.
in case I say anything you don't like.
Just don't use foul languages, but yes, you can go ahead, please.
I don't know. Anyway, Benjamin was like, guys are logical versus women are emotional. Okay, that's at some point in the 90s. Why in 2000, I mean, when whatever year we are now, and guys are more emotional. The problem is, can women handle emotional men? Most times we say, oh, men are not expressive, but men have been judged for being expressive. Oh, you talk too much. Why is this guy talking like a woman? It's the woman that is saying that, not your guy, because many times your guy is going to listen to you and you find that solace. You're looking for your male friends. And I'm sure that many guys here can talk about it. But you are there looking at how you have to be manly for a woman, and she's going to judge your openness as a form of weakness. We're in this stage where mental health is priority for everybody. But as a guy, I still have to lock up when I see a woman that I like because, hard guy. I'm tired of being the hard guy. I want to come to you and tell you what's going on, but you start looking at me like, sorry, I'm going to swear, what kind of bitch nigga is this? And that's what you people do. And I'm coming to ask us, why don't guys share? It's you. That's them.
Whoa, he has scattered everywhere. Now that I heard your voice, I know who is speaking. Amazing. Thanks for joining in. Girls, you have to answer this question. I don't even know where to start from, but can women handle emotional men? I think this is really deep. I like the fact that you talked about with men coming up and speaking up, because we're talking about men speak up, speak up, speak up. But really, when they start to speak up, can we handle it? Because as much as we're saying, oh, communication is key, tell me how you feel, blah, blah, blah. But come to think of it, can we actually handle it? Women, come on, answer this question. Women, can we handle emotional men? How do you feel if a man is emotional? Now, I'll probably go ahead before anybody says anything. I feel like as a lady, when a man is vulnerable, I feel like, honestly, personally, I respect you more. It means that you're not insecure enough. You're comfortable in my space. You trust me enough to be vulnerable with me and tell me exactly how you feel. That's me. So I don't think that being emotional is a bad thing. However, I also don't think that a man would always be emotional. Do you get what I mean? I don't think that every time you're going to cry to me. I don't think every time, I don't know. Are we confused people? Some people say that women are confused, but I feel like everything, even for a guy, I feel like everything has a balance. So there's always a balance to it. But I don't think being emotional for a man is bad, because the truth is, our culture has nurtured men to be all strong, macho men and all of that, alpha men and all of that. And it's almost as if you express yourself, there's something wrong with you. Like, oh, I know. I hear things like, "Oh, man, you be, no worry, cannot." Chest and all of that. And I think that in itself is very faulty, because men go through a lot of things mentally, and because of the society and all of that, they don't get to talk about it. So I think I can handle you on emotional man. But there's an next, like I said, balance the kid's life. Yes, Fisayo, please go ahead. Please, we need more questions. More questions, guys. Go ahead, please.
The reality is that a lot of women actually cannot handle the things men tell them. If you say an emotional guy, oh well, not everybody can handle. Because I heard Kike say something. That's Pastor Kingsley. He says most times why men don't talk to women is how they had reacted before. So he said, if a man tells you that he killed somebody, for example, he said, don't react to. Don't shout. He said, you killed someone. Oh, really? Oh, yeah. Where did you bury them? Take me there. The man will take you there. If he told you that he killed 2 people, it's a lie. It's 4 people he killed. You just want to see how you will handle it first.
Wow.
So what I'm saying is that women also need to come up in the sense that learn how to handle things. I don't think we will do better than our mothers. Remember those days that when one thing just happens, your mother is like, "Hey, and the men are like as in, or women are always quick to react. But once you just learn to self-regulate, right? The thing is paining you, and it's not just even in relationship, even as parents, because your children will do things that you'll be like, "Hey, Jehovah." But you get their trust more when you can reason with them. The person that said men are logical, I understand. If we can put our emotion, if we can handle our emotion and try to be logical too, or objective, we will get these men to talk. It's not as if men don't talk. They talk when they feel they are safe and they are understood. And like somebody said, I think Pelumi said, so when he talks, or when the man talks and he doesn't feel like he's being listened to, do you get? He won't want to talk again.
You won't talk
so
again.
If we take what they say serious and we just up our game, try to reason with them. Like that's how men are friends. No man can tell his friend anything, like guy to guy. They will say it's guy to guy talk. They can tell themselves anything and they won't judge them. There are another things that women are more judgmental. How can you do this? The man will like, guy, even they will say that guy, you fuck up, I beg. But they will still continue rolling. They will still keep their secret. But women, especially when you now go and tell your friend, or tell your mother, or tell your sister. It's a lot. So I also understand the men too. I understand them too. I don't know. There's just a lot of growing up to do on our part as women. It doesn't make the men right, but just to get to understand them.
Totally agree. Totally agree. Thank you so much, Fisayo. Fisayo says that we should learn to handle our emotions better. We should try to reason with them instead of being judgmental. Wow, thank you so much for that. So that's for women handling emotional men. If you're just joining us, we're talking about guys, girls, relationship matter. So we're saying, guys, girls, let's talk. What we're doing here, we're asking questions about things that you have noticed in girls or things that you have noticed in guys, and you're asking yourself, why do this gender react this way? Why does gender act in this manner? And you want to get answers. So now you're trying to tap into the mind of a girl, also trying to tap into the mind of a guy. So basically, we're asking ourselves questions, and the question that we're dealing right now is that why do men not communicate their concerns? And we have a lot of people that have said so many things. And then now we moved on to saying, can women handle emotional men? So we're having different questions, and we're allowing people just express themselves based on their own experiences, based on their ideas and all of that. So whatever the case may be, if you have questions, please drop it. If you have answers, please raise your hand either ways. But please, it's going to be very interactive. There's no research done anywhere. It's just questions and answer. We're trying to have a better relationship 2024. We're trying to understand what is happening, what we're not doing right, what are we supposed to do right. Now we talked about men communicating their concerns, and they've told us why they don't communicate their concerns. And Fisayo also brought in the balance as a lady, what you should do to allow men communicate their concerns. When they've done it before and you did not react properly, they would step back a bit because nobody wants to be judged, right? So thank you so much for that. Yes, Benjamin, please go ahead. Benjamin, are you there? Okay, I think we just lost Benjamin. He raised up his hand, but I think Ben, are you back? You wanted to say something? Okay, so before we get Benjamin back, any other person want to say anything about women? Can you handle emotional men?
Can you all hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now. Please go ahead. Yes, we can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Now we can hear you. Yes, please.
I think my line is breaking. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Hello?
We can hear you, sir. You might have to drop and come back because you can't hear.
Yeah,
can you hear us now? Okay, so Ben, you might have to drop and come back. Guys, so back to what we're saying. We're saying, women, can you handle emotional men? Another question I have here, someone has sent me this question earlier, and he said, women, why are you so interested in money? Women, why are you so interested in money? Why is my gender all about money? My gender, please, you know what, get answers and deliver yourself from this. Why are we so interested in money? I have Victoria here, I have Esther, I have Fisayo, I have Midday, I have Rosemary. Yes, but what they say is super sweet, now money killer. But anyways, we really, why Amechi says security. Are you saying security to the question why women are interested in money? Because it seems as though that's what women are more interested in these days. Like from what this person had asked me, it's about, okay, it's not more about what you can give to her. It's more like, okay, do you have money and all of that? Okay, so he's saying that women are interested in money because of security. They want to be sure that they are secure. Wow, interesting. Any other person want to say anything? Why are women more interested in money? Women answer. Where are the women here? Answer these questions, please. Guys were answering their own when we asked them. So now, can we answer this question, please? Why are women more interested in money? Is how you guys are quiet for me. I don't go have the answer. Last, all of us will just leave here. But we'll not leave here the same way we came in Jesus' name. Amen. Go ahead, please. Mide, can we hear you? Benjamin, yes, please go ahead.
Why women are more interested in money? Uh, well, these questions, it gets us to view. Hello?
Yes, please go ahead.
I said these questions, it gets us the view. They need money, so they need money. Everybody needs money, and but it also depends on we don't want to generalize things that um we don't want to generalize things like the way we say that women are are more money, they care about money than any other thing, you know. Not really true. Money is very important because it's just a tool to to drive our vision, to solve problems, to it's just a means to an end. Let me put it that way. Money is just a means to an end. Um, we live in a depending on where some people say some some group of people in Nigeria from different area like more money than, you know, like they say Igbo women.
Yes, my people, we like money.
Like, yeah, they say they like money, that do this and that. They everybody likes money, but they say that some people like money more than the other people. However, the thing there is this: it also depends on the individual's understanding of what um money is all about, and the place of money in their lives. There are actually people that um, there are actually people that have a very good relationship with money, and when
You
they
might
are
have to
giving
give us
money,
context when you say good relationship with money.
that's what I'm saying. I'm just trying to like I don't know how to put this stuff, but um, there are people that have good relationship with money, good understanding with money. There are women like that. They can hold a conversation with you based on that. And you know that by the time you listen to them and have that conversation with them, you know that these people always they they know how to use the money. You get the point. They know how to use this money that they are asking for. And you as a man will be happy to give them more of that money because they know how to, they've shown that they know how to use it. You get.
Okay.
But
Thank
it's
you
a
so
good
much.
thing. I feel okay.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. It's a good
Yeah,
thing.
I feel it's a good thing, and um, it also gives men that good feeling when you give women money. It's a good thing. So give them money.
Okay. Okay, thank you
Yeah.
so much. So as a man, what he's saying is that, because I was going to come to men, but now that he's already giving us answer, he's saying men do not have a problem with giving women money as long as they know how to handle that money and they have good understanding of that money. Interesting. Thank you so much for that. But women, we cannot be allowing men to vindicate us. You vindicate yourself. Why are women very interested? Okay, let me speak the English you understand. Why are women money conscious? You know what I mean? Why do you like? I know that they say that when love is in money is sweeter. How they put it? When love enter money is sweeter. How they put that? Help me, but you get what I mean. Yes, Pelumi, please go ahead.
All right, good evening again, everyone.
Speaking.
So personally, I have this understanding that, like what Samichi said, stability, security. Security is a foundation for anything to grow, and it's a foundation for anything to flourish. So if I'm not just going to talk relationship, I'm going to say marriage, because relationships are meant to lead to marriage if you are doing anything serious, and everything should be serious, really. So it's important to have money because money brings a level of stability. If you're going to have children, you need resources to be able to take care of the children. You cannot not have money and grow a family. You cannot just you don't run on air. You run, we actually run every single thing in life, almost every single thing on money. Apart from the free things like air that God gives us and stuff. But like it's really important to have that money. So
So basically, you're
women,
saying it's fine that women are very interested in money.
yes, on the very basic level, women should be interested in money. The second side to it is the excesses. We're in a generation where some people can't wait to have the money, and then they feel some people have money, and because they have it, every other person must have it at that level, and then you want to just have money to spend. The point of having money is not just to spend money, you're supposed to grow money. So if you don't have if you don't have wisdom enough to grow money, you don't have any business getting money, really. So
Mm,
people just have
wow.
to be people have to be wise, know what you're looking for, and then in relationships you have to look for, if you're picking, you pick someone who would actually help you grow money or manage the money you have. So that's what I have to say.
Amazing, amazing. Thank you so much for that. Pelumi says that women are interested in money for stability and security. Money brings a level of stability. Wow, amazing. Means that then you need women that can grow, but have wisdom to grow money. Interesting. So know the kind of women you pick. It's as if this wisdom connects. We have very, conservative ladies, because I'm not hearing somebody say, you don't get money, wait, see. You know what I mean? But anyways, we thank God. But hopefully this gets to people like that, and then they get to see things differently and understand why that. Well, comment to guys. We need to understand why guys think that women like money too much. What traits do you see that makes you think that women like money too much? Women, vindicate yourself now. What's happening? Yes, Fisayo, please go ahead. Fisayo, can you hear me? Okay, Fisayo, can you hear me? Okay, so before we get Fisayo back, we're still asking women, why do you like money?
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, sorry, I don't know what happened. Okay, well, this issue of money. Well, generally speaking, anyway, women like money. But I want to talk from my own point of view. Seeing being okay, I've experienced both not having money and having a little money. Okay, in a relationship or in a marriage. Okay, so I think if a woman really likes you, she would not stress you financially. That's what I feel. That's what I think. She won't really stress you, but if she knows that okay, you cannot afford it, but you're communicating. Some men don't have money, but and they also don't have character. You should have one. Do you get?
Have
Not that you don't have
one.
money, you have character, you are not fine. Yeah.
Oh my God.
No, because sometimes some men, when they don't have money, they can be responsible. Okay, because you don't have money, so you are not appreciating the person doing the work, or you are not trying to help the person. For example, let's say you're out of job for a while and your wife is the one going to work and you can have kids. For heaven's sake, you are home now. Yes, you have gone out to submit one or two things, but please, could you assist? Because some men will say, well, if you don't have money, women will not respect you. It's not the lack of money. It is the acknowledgement that, okay, somebody else is doing this. Like you get, okay, let's say, for example, the woman is paying the house rent, she has to pay school fees, or she has a better job, and you are not doing as much. Don't now make it look like, what's she doing? Or you still expect her to do everything she would have done, she should have been doing if you were the one that had the money, or you were the one more busy and she had time. Do you get? It's just understanding. It's just understanding. Like acknowledge. Like, oh, I noticed you did it. There's an example of a man that was out of job and his wife was one working, doing everything. You see, and she left mangoes in the fridge. So she was, in fact, from work, she was like, that mango, she's so stressed. That mango, like her mind was on that mango. Those mangoes that she would go home to get, just relax. She now relaxed though. open the fridge. No mango. And the man was there. She now went to meet him. Where are the mangoes I kept in the fridge? I ate them. And she was, she started ranting and all that. And he said, both you and the job and everything you have, I own them. Like, what kind of, like, do you get? Like, also it's just like you're living with somebody and you are not the one fitting the bills. There's a way you conduct yourself for. It's not that you will not sit down as the king of the, yes, you are the king. It's not money that makes you the head. But, there's a way the man too will also behave. But apart from that, when there's money, just like somebody said, there's stability, I would say there's security, like Amici said. Truly, honestly, there's security. A woman wants to know she's safe. And one of the ways she wants to know she's safe is financially. She wants to know she's safe physically. She wants to know she's safe emotionally. But she also wants to know she's safe financially to an extent. But if a woman really loves you, she wouldn't stress you beyond your limit. She wouldn't. Have I said everything I wanted to say?
You have said everything, sister.
Yeah, women also want to buy things. Women want to look good. We easily get tired of the things we have. So we want new clothes, want new hair, we want this and that. So it's okay. Well, and we are looking good for you people. Because when that woman is shining, next thing they'll say, oh, your husband is really trying.
But they can drag us here because we need to say we're not looking good for them. We're looking good for ourselves. That's a different conversation.
So even if you have the money, guys, for your own good. If you give her the money, it's for your own.
Right. Thank you so much. We're going to come back to this. Thank you so much. Mr. Fisayo said something that is really profound. She said, if a woman really likes you, she will not stress you financially. So now, the fact that she wants good things, the fact that she wants new things, but she also knows your limit. She also knows your capacity. You know how they say that a woman would, you test the loyalty of a woman when you don't have money, and you test the loyalty of a man when the man has money. So I think it's both ways. So if you check your capacity, wow, we have an essay here. Okay, check your capacity and then use that to know the kind of person that you're communicating with in a relationship. We're just talking marriage-wise, but we're also talking relationship, right? So beyond the love for money. Money is good. Like money, everybody loves money. Everybody wants to grow beyond where they are, right? However, I think I also understand from the person's perspective where he was asking for is the fact that women are just more about receiving and taking and taking and taking. But I think that's where you come in as a guy to be able to discern and tell yourself, okay, do I really want to be with this kind of a girl? Is she wise enough to use this money, like Benjamin talked about and Pelumi talked about? How does she handle money? Is she able to, manage money? She's able to create wealth. Like, what does she do with this money? Or is she just collecting and there's nothing to be done? I think as a guy, I think you have to make that decision. But I'm not here to tell a guy what to do or tell a girl what to do. I'm just really here for all of us to just come together and tell ourselves what to do differently to help our relationship this better this year. Someone says, if Ian says women liking money, I believe financial stability and security can be significant factors for anyone, regardless of gender, when considering relationship or life choices. Additionally, societal and cultural influences may also play a role in shaping individual attitude towards money. I totally agree. I totally agree. The love for money really is not just for a particular gender. I know that the world that we live in today twist that. It just looks like something. That's what I'm saying. We are those kind of people. But you know what? It's okay. They'll get to see this and hopefully their lives will be different. Someone also says, increase your capacity. Valid point, my brother. Valid point. Now, talking about this love for money, I heard something last week and it blew my mind. It blew my mind. And this lady was saying it with so much confidence and everything, because how they tell you men are scum, blah 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 blah. And she was saying, if you want to have peace in your marriage, if you want to have peace in your relationship, date a guy that doesn't have money. Foot the bill. Hey, I heard that one. I'm like, please, ladies, help me answer this question. Guys, also please tell me what you think. That when a guy doesn't have money and you're the one footing the bill, he's going to do everything. He's going to see it would be as humble as you could possibly expect. And she's like, no, please, the guy that has money, I'm interested. That doesn't have money, See my brain. I was like, what's happening here? But really, guys, tell me, what do you think about that? Is it true that when a guy doesn't have money, that's when he's more humble? Is that when it's easier for him to love? Is that when he gives you peace of mind? Because oh, that one it off me because I was really shocked. And Fisaya said, what does respect mean? Interesting. I like that question. So we're going to come back to that. But really, guys, really, does that mean that if you have less, if you don't have money, you're more humble? Is that what humility really is? Guys, I don't know, but help me. Another question here. So while we're talking about that, in case you want to answer that, you can raise up your hand. Fisayo says, what does respect mean to men? So men, there's a question for you. What does respect mean to you? What when you say this lady respects me, when you say I deserve respect, when you say I want respect, what exactly do you mean? Help us so that we can be better this year. You know, the Bible says that what we should submit, and submission comes with respect. So help us, teach us the way to be more submissive. So what does respect mean to you as a guy? Guys? If we're all quiet, we'll just pack our load and be going. Let all of us just go because I don't get it. I can't even answer this question. I can't even come up with anything because I'm not a guy, right? So if it was a girl's question, I could probably say something. But really, what does respect mean to you? When you say this woman should respect me, do you mean kneel down and serve me food? Do you mean come back when I tell you to come back? Do you mean don't work? Because there are guys that don't even want their ladies to work. Don't work. Come, I'm going to give you all the money you need. You just don't work. Just sit down in my house and, I heard of a particular story where the man actually opened a shop for his wife. And you open shop for wife. It's you that opened the shop for your wife. And she's doing so well. Things are going well. The next thing you're saying is close that shop and come back home. And she's like, I have a guest. I have a customer. I'm trying to attend to the customer. And he's like, no, I got you that shop, so you have to come. See, this relationship matter. We cannot end it, but we can only try. So really, what does respect mean to you as a man? Like, at what point do you feel like your partner is respecting you? At what point do you feel like this girl is good enough to respect me? Because I know how much respect is important to men. It is too important because you don't want to bruise a man's ego. You want to massage his ego as much as possible. But then again, everything has a balance, right? Let's just be honest. Everything has a balance. But what we're trying to say is what really would you call respect? Yes, Benjamin, please go ahead.
All right. I wanted to answer the question before this one, before what respect means to a man. And that question is, let me remember again. On the money issue, you talked about, just remind me the question before this one. That's
the question, okay, I think the first thing I said was not having money, does that make you humble? Does it make you more humble in a relationship or in life? I think in life it might make you seem more humble, but in relationship I do not know. So you tell us. That's the other question.
Yes. Okay. So like I said earlier, money is just a tool. It's a means to an end, not an end in itself. Now let me tell you why you actually need money. You need money so you can have more choices. That's freedom. Are you getting it? If you had all the money in the world, you can choose to you can choose to wake up by 10 a.m. That's 10 in the morning tomorrow. Like Monday, you can choose to wake up anytime. You can choose to go wherever you want to go. You can choose to do, so it gives you more freedom. That's what money does. It gives you more choices. You get better choices. You can choose to live in America. You can choose to live in Lagos. You can choose to live in Owerri. You can choose to live anywhere. You can choose to do whatever thing you want to do. That's the essence of money. It's freedom you get. Without it, you're being controlled. Why are you not in the office by 7 o'clock? Why did you leave office by 6 p.m.? Why did you, and all that? So you're controlled everywhere. Why are you sitting in front of the seats in church? Why didn't you pay your tithe and all that? Why, Mr. Man, why are you coming back late? Why haven't you paid? All this kind of thing. So when you have money, it's a tool it's a tool that gives you more freedom, better choices, and all that. So, talking about being humble when you have money, I think true humility, true humility helps you to make money. Yes.
True humility does what?
It helps you. It helps you to create wealth. True humility. So it's not that because you don't have money that you're humble. That is you not showing your true self. You be like, okay, when I have this money, I'll show. That means you are not in essence really humble, because um humility, as we know, it's not that, it's the fact that you believe in yourself, you believe in your capacity. Are you getting it? However, you're still open to learning. I think that's what true humility means. So whatever definition someone has, because all these things depends on how you understand this things called humility, how you understand respect. Like you made mention of a man who said, I built this thing for you, lock it and come back and all that. People have for some men, that is not their idea of what respect should mean. So that brings me to that point. Respect, what it means to man. First of all, sometimes we use words, and we've not taken time to think about what that means. And it could mean some different things to different people. You get the point. So for some men, respect could mean the traditional way of women coming back, kneeling down, saying good, waking up in the morning, saying good morning and stuff like that, and all day, and that, and that, and that, and that. For some other people, it may be, they may not be so rigid. You get the point. For respect to a man, it's when they say that men value respect more than sex and something like stuff like that, more than love and stuff like that. I think it's um it's inbuilt in men, because when you look at I want to make this short. When you look traditionally, when you look at the way we're created, men are the ones that go to hunt down food, get into the hunt, do the hard work and stuff like that. And that shows in the way they are designed. Men are designed to have more muscles than women. It's not because it's not God. I don't think God made a mistake in creating man that way. The testosterone, which is responsible for muscle growth, is 7 times more in a man than in a woman. And that's why women can't grow large muscles like men. You get it? So I think biologically, even God designed us to be strong. Are you getting it? So that strength, it now depends on how you're channeling it. For some people, they use it to beat their women, beat them to submission and all that. For some people, it's meant to protect their women. Are you getting it? And when you're being protected like that, when you're being, they expect you to at least show them some appreciation, show them that, oh yeah, clap for them and all that. So that's just to massage their ego. You get that point. And when you are not, if you're a smart lady, you should use your, there's this wisdom that women have. You should use it. It's not a weakness. You should use it to get what you want from the man. You get it?
Sorry to cut you, Stephen. Sorry to cut you, Stephen. I want us to be in line. I love what you're saying, and then giving us different perspective to it. But what we're talking about here is knowing what respect means to a man, right? I understand what you talk about, the strength and all of that, and how women are able to, how men use their strength. But when you relate that to respect, like how would you relate it? Like when you say, okay, this woman should respect me, what exactly do you mean by that?
That's what that's the point I'm trying to make. That first of all, for you to know when you're being respected, you need to have a proper definition of what respect means to you.
Okay.
I've heard some crazy things where men do, all in the name of respect. Some silly things. I'm like, what's the meaning of all this? All in the name of respect. Some of them just want command. Like when you send out a command, the woman, you don't need to have opinion about it. Just respect it. And you get to them. That's what respect means. To me, I feel that to some people, they feel that they need to, have that conversation with the woman and respect her own views as well. Are you getting it? So it means different things to different people. We can't really point it that this is exactly it. But what I'll say is to to be on the same page and all that, I think you need communication is key. So to communicate what respect really means to you, and over time, the woman will get to understand, and maybe you guys can get along.
Amazing. Thank you so much. So Stephen talked about the different form of respect and how men appreciate or takes respect, what respect means to different men traditionally and the likes. And then he also said it could also be in a form where a woman doesn't have an opinion. That can be respect to some men, right? However, he believes that with understanding and communication, things can be done better. Thank you so much for that, Sipen. More guys, what does respect mean to you? Women, also, you can also tell us what your partner has told you respect is to them. Like, really, so what do you think respect is as a lady? What do you think it means to respect your partner? As a man, what do you think your partner should do to confirm that they respect you? How do you confirm to your partner that, oh, this person actually respects me, this person actually, is a good person, or this person listens to me? Like, what do you use to guide that? What do you use to judge that? You get what I mean? Zul says, obey my last command. Interesting. So that's what respect is to Zul. I don't know if it was joking because there's this smiley behind that. Okay, Zul, we get that. But really, guys, I want us to talk. We're going to end this meeting in the next couple of minutes. And I don't want us to leave here the same way. I'm sure we already dealt with the first question, which is why men do not communicate their concerns, and we talked about it from both male and female sides. Now I want to talk about respect, because we know how respect is really important to men, and something I used to say to myself: if you are a king in a kingdom and you have to keep shouting every day that I'm a king, it means that you didn't know you were a king in the first place. But that's a different conversation. I'm a king, you must respect me. So what do we need to do to respect you, king? So that we can do that. But really, guys, what is respect to you? And just tell us plain, to you personally, right? Take it back and tell us, this is what respect is to me. Yes, so please go ahead.
So I think that respect is reciprocal, right? So you have to give respect to earn respect. But from a spiritual standpoint, I'd say it like this. Paul writes, I've forgotten which of the book in the Bible where it talks about husbands. I think it's Galatians or Ephesians. I think it's Ephesians. It says, husband, love your wife, and women be submissive to your husbands. And I think that scripture more or less touches on the flaws of the both parties. So it's quite easy for men to fall out of love, sort of, or even if they still love, but they don't know how to express that love to their wives. And it's also quite easy for women who are wives to feel like their husband is either useless or whatever, and they do not feel like there is a need to be submissive. So I think, I've heard people say, for example, that men say, and women say, men, why would you say we need to be submissive? If we know that you're a good person, we just generally be submissive, right? But I don't think that's so. I don't think naturally it is in the man's nature to consistently love his wife. Neither is it in the woman's nature to consistently be submissive to her husband. So I think that for me, that scripture is a guiding principle. What respect means to me, I think it's reciprocal. If you do not treat the next person with respect, you shouldn't expect to get respect, because as a man, you have to set the example. And I'm saying this from a married standpoint, so not a friend or a guy or whatever. I'm saying from a married standpoint, if you want respect in your home, you also need to actually show that you respect yourself and show that you respect the next person. Yeah.
Wow. Thank you so much. So Zul says that respect is reciprocal, and I totally agree. Thank you so much for that. I have a message. I don't know why this person is sending me a message privately, but I'm just going to read it out. It's like, in the context of a relationship, please post it on the group so everybody will see what you're saying. This is so much wisdom. In the context of a relationship, I believe that respect from a woman to a man may involve treating him with kindness, listening to his perspective, supporting his goals, and acknowledging his, something is blocking this. Oh my God, what's this? His autonomous and individual, something is blocking me. Oh God, what's this? Okay, yes. Autonomy. I don't know if I'm right because something is blocking that part, but I want to believe you said autonomy and individuality. It's important to note that the meaning of respect can vary from person to person and should be mutually understood and valued in any healthy relationship. Thank you so much for that. You know yourself. I think Pelumi raised up his hand about respect. Yes, please go ahead. And then we have one last question that should be done for today. Pelumi, please go ahead.
Okay, so funny enough, it's in line with what the last person that just chatted you. Yeah, in summary, I think I'll just try and summarize it like this. In scriptures, it's written as love. I think love prefers the other person. So that prefer, it has to do with sometimes you might have your own opinion and it might be right, but then you just let the other person have a say and like let the person actually say what they want to say. Like hear the other person. It doesn't necessarily mean you really want it, but then you just, so it's not necessarily about being right all the time. It's about considering the other person. That respect is actually showing love, showing kindness, like this person said, showing kindness, respecting that the other person has his own mind. He has, there's something. So I think I mentioned this earlier today in another meeting. It has to do with listening. Like actually just listen to the person and prefer the person, consider the person. That's my.
Amazing, amazing. Thank you so much. Belumi talks about considering the other person's opinion, listening to that or to a man, and then of course showing kindness. Yes, Zoo, please go ahead. Zoo, are you there? Okay, so we've heard different things. I don't know if Zul is there, but you're muted and you raised your hand. Okay, so we'll come back to that. So guys, ladies, I hope you're listening. I don't know why my ladies are quiet. We are shy in real life. We come to Wisdom Connect. We are shy again. You guys, stop doing me like this now, eh? Stop doing me like this. But anyways, thank you so much, guys, for speaking. The guys have told us what respect means to them. So we should take all this together and put that in perspective when we're treating them or when we're reacting to them, when we are communicating with them, because respect is so important. I think like Benjamin actually mentioned, a man would take respect over sex, and that's just the reality of it. No matter how they say, oh, men can be, polygamous, men can be whatever. The truth is, I've heard of scenarios where men will leave their matrimonial home and go out to look for girls, not because men are not polygamous, don't get me wrong, but because their wife has lost that respect for them. That their wife do not respect them anymore. And they want some level of peace. As much as that is not enough reason for you to go out there, but that can also be something that can lead a man out there. So basically, they've told us what respect is to them. And I think that we should take that into consideration when we're reacting, when we're talking to them, when we are speaking to them. Sometimes we just listen to them. Even when, to be honest, as a lady, I won't even lie to you. Sometimes we just be like, we know it's more than what you're saying, but like Pelumi said, just allow them. Sometimes just let them, listen to them and, get their point and allow them just be. Sometimes just massage their ego, but God made us wise. It's okay. But yes, one last question before we go, and it would be nice if everybody could speak, but it's not compulsory. What is a deal breaker for you? And I think that's how we're going to end today's meeting. What is the deal breaker for you? Anybody, please. I should have multiple hands at this point. One or two things. Doesn't have to be so much. Just this thing, this thing, nah. This thing, nah, nothing. Let's just go straight. What's the deal breaker for you? Maybe someone is doing that thing and they don't know how bad or the impacts that might have on your relationship. Maybe hearing it from you can change their perspective, and then it can take a U-turn from that. So what is a deal breaker for you? Anyone? What's your deal breaker? We don't have deal breakers. Yes, Zoo, please go ahead.
Yeah, just talk because I'll leave soon. I think a deal breaker for me as a person just is a person that's unwilling to grow and learn. Because these days you have people say this thing that, makes me cranky. Accept me for who I am, and I'm like, okay. So if I'm a cultist and I'm Kanayo, and I should just tell you to accept me the way I am because I'm a ritualist. So there has to the current trend is that this is who I am and this is who I want to be. And there is no open-mindedness to grow. And I think that, without growth, we become quite complacent beings. Life becomes quite norm, to us. And so for me, I think one definite deal breaker is a person. So this is not whether the person is a woman or a man. So like my friends who are guys and my wife as well, that the person has to be a person that has the ability to unlearn because of an open mind and is willing to grow. I think if you have that, then it's quite easy to tackle every other aspects, of life. So yeah.
Wow. Thank you so much for that, Omo. I've missed you on this platform. Yeah, so Zul says that unwilling to grow and learn. Totally agree. And Mechi also agrees with Zul in the comment section. Thank you. Any other person, what's a deal breaker for you? I know, like what we say here on Wisdom Connect, we're very intentional about growth. We're very open to learning, unlearning, and relearning because we understand that growth or learning is a lifelong process and it should never end, right? So please don't be unwilling to learn. No, this is not just beyond relationship. This is about you. Like Zul said, you just become norm and then there's nothing exciting about you because you're not learning anything new. So yes, I totally agree. Any other person, deal breaker real quick. I think for me, I would say before someone else comes up, because I don't know why we're quiet. It's as if people that are here, they're either the relationship is going so well. Life is easy and I like it. I love it. I love to see it. However, if you want to share, please share. Tell us what your deal breaker is. It would be nice to hear from you. Someone needs to be delivered from that deal breaker. Anyways, so one for me would be inconsistency. I don't think I can deal with someone that's inconsistent. Don't be hot and cold. Please. Let us know what it is. Let us know what is happening, Don't be direct. You know what I mean? Another thing I think that the deal breaker for me would be someone that is not honest. I cannot stand it. As much as it might hurt me, I just rather you tell me the truth. And now, we always talk about things that we love, what we want to see, and all of that. It also means that we should be able to give the same thing because sometimes we kind of just always want to, it's easier to say, oh, this person did not do this, person did not do this. But, you have to also be able to deliver the same thing you're giving. So for me, I think that's a couple of, but that's a two deal breakers I think I would highlight. Yes, Benjamin, please go ahead.
Okay. So for me, the deal breaker will be that lack of respect and secondly, lack of trust. So once there is no respect and there is no trust, I don't see any reason why we should continue the relationship. So we have to go our separate happily. We have to happily have that sit down, happily have that conversation, wish each other well, and move on. Because I don't think with these two things meeting, I don't see why we should continue the relationship, whether it's a business relationship, whether it's a romantic relationship, whatever thing. Once the respect is not there and the trust is not there, in fact, I don't see why then. Why? Tell me why should we go on? So they are deal breakers for me. And I also want to say one thing. You see, these things can be very complex and complicated. You get. I think the most important thing for people to do is please try to have self-knowledge as much as you can before getting into a relationship so that you understand yourself at a very deep level. Understand what your values are, what your beliefs are, what your priorities are, what your missions are, what your needs are. Understand yourself at a very deep level. It helps you to know what you want going into a relationship. When you don't understand these things, you're a confused person who gets into a relationship and gets to confuse the whole thing. That's where you see things like this coming up, like it's the person doesn't, you don't take time, you did not take time to understand yourself, understand these things before getting into a relationship. Because I believe that when you're clear about these things, you tend to attract people rather than chase people. You attract people who are just like you. You get the point, and it makes it a lot much easier. Not that there will be no troubles, but it makes it a lot much easier because you attracted somebody who has this, who shares the same values, principles, beliefs, and all that, or they are in a way very similar. Thank you.
Amazing, amazing. Thank you so much for that. And Ben, Ben talks about the lack of respect and lack of trust. These are deal breakers for him, and I totally agree. You know, we talked about, men have told us the importance of respect. Now they're telling us if you lack that, that's a deal breaker. Now, as just one or two more, and then we'll get this over. Any other person want to tell me what the deal breaker is for them, or something that might not be so deep, but you know, maybe it's just very, you know, it's maybe things we don't really speak about. Maybe he doesn't have fine nails. As funny as that sounds, that can actually be a deal breaker. Or wait, she speaks too much or she talks too much. That can be a deal breaker. Stuff like he doesn't have money. You know, it's funny. You hear funny things. See, I like that we're very, like I said, we're very, I love it. We hear things. We hear
understand
things
yourself. When you understand yourself better, you will not get into that relationship in the first place before it starts becoming a deal breaker, because you see
right,
it maybe during the process of, you see some of those things, those signs,
Okay, sir.
So you don't go and marry somebody that you don't like nails. You better look at the nails first before getting into that relationship. Not when you get into it, you are trying to change the person to cut his nails. Why he has been keeping long nails before you saw him and you got in there. Don't worry, when I get in there, I'll change him. Don't try to change any person though.
Right.
People
thank
are
you
just
so much.
who they are.
Yes, thank you. Okay, yes, Chinonso, please go ahead.
Okay, good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
So, most times we look at a deal breaker, and the one who we are in a relationship with also have deal breakers. So, on my own part, communication for me is a big deal, because if there is if the communication is not good, if there's a poor communication, it will lead to a whole lot of things piling up. Things like constant arguments, or sometimes inability to resolve conflicts. If the communication is not strong, you see a couple pile up arguments for several months. I've seen some arguments last for up to a year because of lack of communication, because of poor communication. And it can actually cause a lot of issues. But when the communication is good and right, and the couple understands each other, know how to communicate things, they'll know that, okay, if my spouse is quiet over time, something is wrong. So when there's a better understanding from each side, and the communication is good, it will help to resolve a lot of things. So if the communication is not good for me, I think that would be a deal breaker for me.
Amazing.
Another one is lack of trust, because there are people who will see their spouse today hug somebody or be in a particular situation, they'll begin to suspect that person. I've seen guys from a distance, from UK, US, try to monitor their lady here and all those things, say, what is this? If there is no trust for me, then that would be a deal breaker. But if there is trust, it doesn't even matter if I see the person I'm in a relationship with in a hotel or in a particular environment. When there is trust, I don't need to, in as much as, yes, we are not saints, nobody can be 100%, there may not be 100% trust in a lot of things, but there have to be a high level of trust. If that trust is not there from both parties, you don't trust me to some extent, and I don't trust you to a certain extent, then what's the essence of we getting to the whole thing? I think that trust aspect is a very important aspect, because if the trust is not there, then there's likely to be this betrayal, and it will lead to a lot of things too. So there are a few other things, but this, for me, this too is a big deal for me. And I live my life in a way that I try to improve myself on those areas as well, so that I don't be the one breaking the whole thing. Thank you so much.
Right. Thank you so much, Chinoso. Chinoso talks about the fact that inability to communicate effectively is definitely a deal breaker. And then he reiterated the same point that Benjamin spoke about, which is a lack of trust. Thank you so much for that. Yes, Fisayo, please go ahead. Deal breaker.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so I want to talk about something that most people do not talk about, but that is not in the even not even in the context of marriage, in relationships. That's the domestic violence on both parts. Because honestly, some ladies are violent, some men are violent. And I know that, like now we have said deal breakers, right? But for example, the lack of respect or this and that. And if it happens, if you're in the relationship and that happens, right? It still does not give, I don't think there's any reason to hit anybody, any adult, as in it's a deal breaker. No, there's no excuse. While I expect, especially ladies, to protect yourself, you get what I mean, protect yourself first. The point you're trying to make is not as important as you yourself. Do you get? Because sometimes I know women can push men, talk and talk, but protect yourself first. But even at that, even though domestic violence is a no. All right.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much for that. So Pisaya talked about the fact that domestic violence is definitely a deal breaker, and it goes both ways. So she's not talking about guys alone, it's even for girls that are domestically violent. Thank you so much for that. Yes, Hannah, please go ahead.
Okay. Hi, everyone. Good evening.
Hi, good evening.
I was actually going to say what Fisaya said, but I'm not even, my own is not even domestic. It's not even really domestic. Just violence. Stop as much as just slapping me, laughing and slapping me. I hate it. You see that? Oh, you're slapping, just tap me. To me, I don't know. I don't like any physical confrontation, any physical how do I put it, grammar? So any small tap or slap to me is a no-no. So it's not even for marriage. It's not even marriage or even friends. You are laughing, you are slapping. I don't like it. Like, because me, I won't do it to you. So I feel that you should not be slapping me, or why? What for? So those kind of things, because I feel all those small things, now that's what now lead to the domestic violence that we're talking about. But me, from the early stage, I don't even like it that way. I don't even like it at all. Then also, mouth odor.
I like that.
My dear, I didn't like it. I didn't like, even in friendship, I don't like it. Talk less of marriage. So friendship, even my friend, if you're my friend, I have mouth odor. I don't think you're my friend, because I will have told you. I would have even told you safe. So those kind of things. I'm just saying, I'm looking at everybody is going deep and going into talking about trust and everything. I don't want to talk about the superficial things. Let me say, yeah, superficial things you get. That
I like it. I love it.
You get. So
I love it.
That's just basically what I would say.
Thank you so much. Hannah talks about physical confrontation. I have more hands up. It is well. So it's now that I want to end this meeting that if you want to raise your hand, it is well, but don't worry, we'll give you time. Let's talk about physical confrontation. See, please, just do your day. The next thing she talked about is mouth odor. My sister, this thing you said, but yes, I think that's important. Let's just be hygienic. Let's all respect each other's space. You come into my space, come with a very, you know what I mean? Thank you. Thank you so much for that, Hannah. Yes, Pelumi, please go ahead.
Okay, I don't think I'm really going to explain, but having toxic friends is going to be something that I don't think I would want anybody to have. If you have toxic friends, it ends up, we've seen several scenarios where it's what friends say, like let's say there's a problem and then someone takes it. Generally, a lot of times it happens amongst the ladies, but then it also happens amongst the guys. So having toxic friends actually has an impact in marriages, because then ladies share a lot. And then if you're sharing a lot with people who are toxic or people who don't necessarily mean well for you, then it doesn't make any sense. And it's going to hamper the progress in any relationship. So I think that's one.
I totally agree. Pelumi. Thank you so much. I was saying that as a friend just last week about how having toxic people around you, it just really rubs up on you unconsciously. You start being toxic yourself. And I totally agree. So I really like that. I didn't even think of that but I know that I always run away from anything that is toxic. I'm like, you know what? Just do your day. But yes, I totally agree. So having toxic friends. So guys, please check yourself. Benjamin, then desktop 2 would go. Yes, Benjamin.
Sir, I just want to quickly help the women who were talking about domestic violence and all that. So it can also be, I think it can also be classified as a broader way to look at it is it's abuse, physical abuse, right? That's the violence that people. But I think that there are things that are more than physical abuse. You know that a man may not hit you, but he may emotionally abuse you, psychologically abuse you. You get that? So, like, if you're expecting a man, there are men that will not slap you, there are men that will not hit you or anything, but those ones where they call more, no be juju be this, no be witchcraft with this. Are you getting it? So I think that's way also. I think that's also that's abuse. It may not be physical, but it may be other ways that could even be that you'd be like, if it had been physical self, I would have. You get that point.
Yes.
So
Totally agree.
so people should be also mindful of that, because there are people that play mind games and you don't want to be. I mean, in fact, you want the person. Why don't we fight it and end it? You understand? Why don't we fight out and I feel those people are more dangerous. That's in my opinion. So I just wanted to help the women. Thank you. Yeah.
Totally agree. Thank you so much for that, Benjamin. Because honestly, psychological abuse or verbal abuse or mental abuse, I think cuts deeper than physical ones, because you don't even know you're losing it. You're just losing it small by small. I'm going, and I think that's deeper.
He's not beating you. He's not beating you, but they show you shaking.
Yeah, I totally agree. Thank you so much. Yes, next up, so that will be the last one we're having today before we wrap up, because our time is far spent. It's 34 minutes past the hour of 9. So we need to end this up already. Yes, next up, so please go ahead. Next up, so are you there? If you're speaking, we can't hear you. Maybe you're muted. You want to check that? Okay. It's been an amazing session. I want to say thank you to everybody. We've said so many things. We talked about why guys not communicate their concerns. Talked about women handling men that are more emotional. We talked about what respect means to men. We talked about why women like money and all of that. We talked about so many things, and I hope that we've all taken
sorry. Can you hear me now? Sorry, it was my settings.
Is it desktop to speaking?
Yes. Good evening.
Good evening.
So
yes,
for me, I feel it's lack of empathy. That's a big deal breaker for me, because empathy comes with understanding your person's emotion. That is your partner, your wife, your husband. And if there's empathy, we can curb lack of trust. We can curb violence. Like, how would this person feel if I do the same? Or how would this person feel if whatever I do that is wrong affects the person? I don't know if you get what I mean. So lack of empathy curbs lack of trust. It causes violence, because you say, if I hit this person, if somebody hits me, how would I feel? So that is where miscommunication will curb. You'll be able to handle miscommunication. You'll be able to handle lack of trust. You'll be able to handle so many other things. So for me, it's lack of empathy. What would they do to me? Would I do the same? It's interwoven in that aspect. I don't know how to break it down, but that word alone just goes a long way in a relationship, in friendships. So that's it.
Wow. Thank you so much, Dexter. Thank you so much, Elizabeth. Thank you so much for joining us. She says lack of empathy. Totally agree. Like, guys, let's have empathy for our brothers, for our sisters, and for everyone. I want to believe, Hannah, this was when you raised your hand earlier, or is this new? If this is new, can you speak in 1 minute? If it's not, you could just inform us. Okay, so it's not new. So guys, thank you so much for joining in. I hope that we've taken 1 or 2, because this year we're more intentional. We're always intentional, but we're more intentional this year about our life in general. Last time we talked about work-life balance. Today we're talking about relationship. but trying to go into the hearts of men and hearts of women and knowing what to do differently and knowing what to do to help our relationship blossom and be better. So I hope we took one or two, and then we're going to, take dressing and do better in our relationships, from a man's perspective, from a woman's perspective, and hopefully we get the relationship that we desire. Thank you so much for coming. Until I come away again, this is Rosemary, and I cannot thank you enough for always tuning in, for always being part of this. We appreciate you. God bless you and have an amazing week. Bye.
Bye.
Say bye to me. Bye.
Bye. All right.
Bye.